Good afternoon, Internet, and welcome to the Piper Report. So, the Wall Street Journal has filed Freedom of Information Act requests to receive the alleged tapes that were produced from Donald Trump or anyone in his administration regarding Donald Trump and his conversation with James Comey, then Director of FBI. Before we get to the article, I just want to say offhand that this is kind of off topic, but I do find it funny that this goes back to my Obama days. I voted for Obama in 2008, and I was so disappointed. I'd never vote for him again. He is a fraud, he is corrupt, he is a criminal in my mind. But one of the things I loved, looking back now, when he said he promises his administration will be the most transparent administration in history, and then he sets the record for the number of denials regarding Freedom of Information Act requests, FOIA requests. He set the record for the administration to deny those requests the most. So we know he's a criminal. We know he's a liar. We know he's corrupt. But I digress. The U.S. Secret Service said Monday that it doesn't have any White House tapes, according to a report, casting new doubt on the existence of audio recordings of President Trump's conversations before firing FBI Director James B. Comey. In response to a FOIA request from the Wall Street Journal that asked for the copies of transcripts of White House tapes, the Secret Service said that it didn't have any. There are no records pertaining to your request, said the agency, which is responsible for recording systems inside the White House. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily true, because you can actually go on YouTube right now and look up past presidents communicating with members of their cabinet and members of their staff. These were declassified now. You can hear, for instance, LBJ talk to Hoover about the JFK assassination. You can hear JFK yelling at one of his underlings. So it wouldn't surprise me if there actually were tapes, because the White House communications, specifically on the phone, I know for sure, phone calls are actually recorded. So I think for the most part, though, most of the transmissions are in fact recorded. Now, whether they're recorded inside the Oval Office or inside the West Wing or what have you, that is open for interpretation. I do not know exactly. I doubt there is recordings in the president's bedroom. I don't know if they could get away with that. But so it wouldn't surprise me if there actually were tapes. As of right now, though, there do not appear to be any tapes. And it's possible that Trump he said that tweet as a maneuver with 4D chess to try to get people falling under the guise that there was a conspiracy. Trump just basically admitted on Twitter right now that you better not release any tapes, you better not put any tapes. Oh, what does that mean? It wouldn't surprise me that Trump said that, so all the media and all his haters right away start talking about that. And that's all they do, talk about that. They become obsessed with that notion that Trump did something malevolent. And they think this is evidence now. Trump's tweet is evidence. So I think Trump is smarter than most people give him credit for, especially with playing the media and playing the leftist social justice warriors and things of that nature. So like I said, it would not surprise me if that was his intention. If that was his intention to actually manipulate them by almost admitting he said something that could be construed as, well, illicit, possibly. Unethical, maybe. However, the response from the Secret Service did not rule out the possibility recordings were made by another entity. President Trump raised questions about White House tapes in a post on Twitter last month in which he said Mr. Comey was lying about their conversations. He said the former FBI director, quote, better hope that there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press. Mr. Trump's, about that's kind of interesting here. A month ago, he said, this last subject here, before he starts leaking to the press. That turned out to be accurate. We did find out that Comey did leak to the press, which is one of the biggest issues with the whole Comey hearing. And he did it, he said it like it was his duty, his moral obligation to alert the media about Donald Trump's alleged transgressions. He's like, are you kidding me? You violated executive privilege with the sole purpose of getting a special prosecutor appointed to investigate Donald Trump and his possible alleged ties with Russia, which we know are false, as Comey himself said are false. So I don't really know what Comey's endgame is here. But we do know that he did something that I don't think any law enforcement officer who holds himself in high regard would ever do, and that is leak classified information or leak executive privilege to a media reporter in the hopes that a special prosecutor be appointed by the context of what was in that leaked material. I think that is significant. That is significant, and that should really be, focused on. Mr. Trump said Friday that he would soon reveal whether there were tapes. He said the press would be disappointed by his announcement, raising doubts about the existence of the tapes. And I agree with that. He's going to say there were no tapes, and people are going to speculate whether there was tapes, but there is no evidence of tapes, so they're going to say there was tapes. That's why Donald Trump brought it up in the first place, and it comes back to my original hypothesis that maybe Trump is doing this as 4D chess to get people speculating and wasting all their time trying to determine whether Trump did anything unethical or anything illegal. And it's going to fail. It's just going to fail on them. Love him or hate him, Trump doesn't know how to play the media because he knows that they'll soak up every single one of his words. They'll love everything he says because they think it helps their narrative. They think it'll help them bring Trump down. I don't think it will. I think they're slowly starting to realize that as well. And I'm done.